Let me set expectations right away. This is not a New Year's resolution. It's not a course, and it's definitely not another AI will change everything talk. This is a 10-weekend operating playbook for agency owners and entrepreneurs who want to actually use AI in 2026. Not just talk about it, not just test tools, and not just forward links to their team. Most people don't fail AI because it's too complicated. They fail because they never turn it into habits, workflows, or systems they're still using a few months later. This playbook fixes that. Each weekend forces one thing: output, something real, something reusable, something that compounds. You can do these weekends in order or out of order. You can skip the ones you already know. You can start anytime. The only rule is simple. If you don't end the weekend with something tangible, you're not done. Let me walk through how this works. Week 1 is the Build Your AI Tracker. We start slightly meta. Before you can learn AI, you build the system that makes sure AI actually sticks. This weekend is about creating a personal AI tracker, a simple tool that shows you what you've done, what worked, and what's worth repeating. This can be a web app, Notion page, a Google Sheet. I genuinely don't care. What matters is visibility. Your tracker should answer 5 questions. What did I try? What did I build? Was it useful? Would I do it again? What surprised me? The act of tracking is what turns experimentation into progress. By the end of this weekend, you've already shipped something. That matters more than understanding theory ever will. Weekend 2, model mapping. This is your personal AI topography. Most people default to one AI model for everything. That's like using one employee for every role and wondering why results feel inconsistent. This weekend is about building instinct. You take the same task, a writing prompt, a research question, a strategy problem, and run it through different models. Not to crown a winner, but to understand which model you trust for what. You'll end this weekend with a 1-page rule of thumb document. Which models do you use for thinking? Which do you use for execution? Which you trust the least, and where each one breaks? This alone saves hours of friction and second guessing every week. Weekend 3, deep research you'd actually trust. AI research only matters if you'd act on it. This weekend is about closing the gap between interesting and I'm making a decision. You pick one real decision. Could be pricing, market entry, competitive analysis, product direction. Again, I genuinely don't actually care what you choose. You use deep research tools and then you push back. Ask for contradictions, weak points, missing data. Your deliverable is a 1-page decision memo. Context, key findings, risks, recommendations. If you'd bet money on it, it's great. If you wouldn't bet money on it, keep refining. This is where AI starts earning its seat at the table. Weekend 4, data analysis without being a data person. You do not need to be a data analyst to get value from data. This weekend proves that. You take a real data set, business metrics, personal finances, analytics, or even public data, and ask AI to clean it, propose metrics, test hypotheses, surface patterns you didn't see. You end up with clean data, 3 real insights, and 3 actions you could take. No dashboards, just decisions. Weekend 5, visual reasoning. This is kind of thinking in pictures. This is not about making pretty pictures. It's about using AI to think visually. You pick a concept that benefits from visualization. This could be a process, a framework, a comparison, a system. Then you ask AI, what's the best way to visualize this and why? You test multiple formats. You refine, you simplify. The project is done when the visual explains the idea faster than words. If you ever speak, pitch, teach, or sell, this weekend pays for itself. Okay, weekend 6, the information pipeline. Most people drown in information. This weekend builds a pipeline that turns messy input into clean output. You take raw materials, reports, notes, transcripts, articles, and you use tools like Notebook LM or Gamma to generate executive summaries, FAQs, presentations, briefings. The goal isn't one step, it's a repeatable workflow. One input, multiple outputs, minimal manual effort. This is where AI starts saving real time. Weekend 7, automation part 1, content or disruption. This is where leveraging shows up. You build one automation that removes friction from something you already do. A content workflow, a weekly digest, a distribution system. Every automation has a trigger, a transformation, a destination, a human approval step, and a log. You're not removing yourself from the process, you're removing unnecessary effort. Even one automation here changes how you think about work. Weekend 8, automation number 2, the follow-through. If week 7 was about output, this is about nothing falling through the cracks. You automate email follow-ups, lead responses, meeting prep. This is operational leverage. You end this weekend knowing fewer things rely on memory, which is exactly where most systems fail. Okay, week 9, context engineering, your AI operating system. In 2026, context matters more than prompts. This week, you'll build a professional context document, a home for your best prompts, a place where you store AI outputs worth reusing. You stop re-explaining yourself to AI. You stop starting from scratch. You're building a personal AI OS. It's not fancy, it's just effective. Then we come to week 10, building something that uses AI. Now we bring it full circle. You don't just use AI to build tools. You build a tool that uses AI. A chatbot, a voice agent, a small internal app, a prototype someone else can use. This doesn't need to be a startup. It needs to be real. This is where confidence locks in. If you complete these weekends, you won't just know more about AI. You'll have a personal tracker, a research workflow, a visual reasoning skill, 2 live automations, a deployed AI power tool, and a personal AI operating system. More importantly, you'll trust yourself to use AI without hype, fear, or overwhelm. This is free because it should be. There's no upsell, there's no catch. If this helps you think better, build faster, operate more leverage, mission is accomplished. If part of this leads to a conversation with me, to coaching, or for speaking, so much the better. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks for engaging, and thanks for really trying with AI. Go build something really amazing.